We're here with Gui Mendes, the 2023 Europeans. Gui, you brought a big team to the Europeans this year. Let's first talk about the color belts and the juvenile team and how you thought about their performances.
Yeah, it was small, but I think it was high quality, right? And I think that's what matters. That's like the main reason for us to be like to represent our own flag. You know, is to keep the quality high and keep the control of that. Because for me, like I don't really care about the quantity. I'm not fighting for the to be the best team, the trophy team, but. For me, the most important is to be recognized by the quality of Jiu-Jitsu that we display in the competition. That means a lot to me because this is like, I feel like this is what we stand for as an academy. And yeah, we're doing good with that. I think every year you learn a lot, every year you improve, and like year after year I see like every generation doing better and playing better Jiu-Jitsu, and that makes me really happy.
So we got to talk about Tainan's performance. 3 matches, 3 submissions, 2-time European middleweight champion now. What was your evaluation of Tainan's performance today?
I think he's an incredible young athlete. It's like 23 years old, 2-time black belt world champion, going for his third title. There's not much to say about like the quality of his jiu-jitsu. Like we see every day, and like I see even more in training. I think like right now, like we need to keep like chasing like perfection. You need to every competition you need to try to find like the gaps or the things that could have been better, and keep this guy like improving more and more, because I think like achieving like I think the top of the division was the goal before, like when he was not at the top, but right now I think it's more about the quality of the jiu-jitsu and like how he displays that, especially in the black belt. That's really hard. I think like he was like the most dominant black belt today, like submitting everyone, no points scored against him. What was incredible. I just think that even that with an incredible performance like this, like as a coach, you have to sit down and need to rewatch the matches and like try to find things that could be better, or opponents, like things that the opponent is doing to stop him, try to forecast like any possible scenario, and that's what we're gonna do and keep improving and until the day he stops competing.
I know you do a lot of planning with your athletes and plan their careers like years and years in advance. Tainan's only 23 years old. Do you think he's ahead of where you envisioned him being at this point in his career so far?
Yeah, I think like he is a very good byproduct for what we decided to do when we opened the academy. Like, he is someone that came from the kids program, like went to juvenile with a very successful career, then purple belt, brown belt, and then getting to the black belt and being so successful so young. So I think this is he's probably like the first like big inspiration for all the kids that are coming up and all the juveniles that we see. And like I think like for him, like when you get a guy like this, like you get a guy like Tainan, it's achieve like things so early, and like for sure we planned that, and like we were trying to plan the best scenario for him. But it's very hard for the person to, even when you plan, even when you have experience as a professor, like for the person to not make mistakes and do everything perfect the way he has been doing. You know, I think like he's a very good student. Like he's very coachable, and that's like the main quality. Like he doesn't take for granted like any advice that I give or anything that I say. Like he takes it to the heart and like he follows it, and the result is what you guys see. Like I think like I'm very passionate about coaching. I'm very passionate about what I do, and when you find people that are very passionate about being a student and like being on this road, I think like you get that perfect combination that can achieve like this kind of result, you know. And yeah, to answer your question, like man, like I don't know if like I imagined that everything would happen that fast. But it was everything part of the plan, you know. Like we wanted it to happen, but I think he's doing the perfect execution, you know.
So we got to talk about the super fight with Isak, Friday, March 3rd, as part of the IBJJF Flograppling Grand Prix. 30 minutes, and there's some new stalling rules too. So first, can you comment on the length of the match, how you think that'll impact it, and then also what you think of the new rules in regards to stalling and the 50-50 with the lapel?
Yeah, I think the rules at this level that Tainan is right now, I think the rules will not impact like much. I think like it's a completely different scenario than the other competition. Like before was like his first world title, and like was a totally different scenario. Like was a new ground for him, you know. And right now, like has a lot of experience. Like has much more confidence. Like, he faced a lot of the opponents that Isak also faced. So like you can have a better understanding of what level you're at and what you're gonna face. I think 30 minutes makes the fight even more interesting because you eliminate a lot of the strategy aspect that could happen, and you bring it to technique or cardio or whatever like you want to call it. It's like pure jiu-jitsu against jiu-jitsu, you know. Even if someone is trying to play by the rules, like how long can you hold on to that strategy, you know. And I think that it all comes down to who is more prepared and like who's better at the moment that the fight's gonna happen. They're both like very incredible athletes. Like they both like won many competitions before. I think they're living like different phases of their lives and their careers. And Isak was the one that actually like challenged Tainan and like wanted this fight. And I think for Tainan, it makes sense. Like he has been dominating everyone in the division, and the fact that he did not dominate Isak the way we wanted the last time, and was just like a regular win. Like we are not satisfied with a regular win. We're gonna chase the submission and the perfection, like I have been telling you. But this is the next goal. It's a challenge, but I think he's very capable of doing it.
What do you think are some of Isak's biggest strengths as a competitor?
I think like one of his biggest strengths is like the strategy factor. Like he understands how to play by the rules, and he has always has been doing that really well throughout his whole career. You see when you analyze results, like that's where like like his best results come. And I don't know what he's thinking or how he's changing his training, and I'm sure like he's an experienced athlete, and like he will make some changes in his training and change the approach maybe. But like I said, I don't think strategy will work in this match. So it all comes down to enduring for 30 minutes and be able to dominate. And if you're able to dominate in 30 minutes, then you're gonna get to a good position and probably win the match.
Last question, just want to ask you about Jonata, because he's in the lightweight Grand Prix. We got him, Andy Mursaki, Mateus Gabriel, and Carlos Enrique. So pretty stacked lightweight lineup. What do you think about the lightweight lineup? And then how do you feel like Jonata's going to perform in that bracket?
I like it a lot. I think just IBJJF doing this type of event, I think is really good for the public. It's good for the athletes too. I think it's a different format. It brings a different environment that I feel like is needed in the Jiu-Jitsu community, especially like with IBJJF behind it. I like the athletes that are in the event. I think like I really believe that Jonata has like everything like to win. It's a tough match. It's like very close to world semifinals and finals. You know. I think like it's all a matter of like preparation too. Like when you get like high level athletes like this and you put them together and you put them in a match, I really believe that the preparation is the difference. Whoever gets there in the better like physical, technical, and like mental state of mind, I think we will have the advantage. And I don't see anybody that have any kind of disadvantage or is a low-level athlete in that bracket. It's a small bracket, so it's very selected. So I would say like whoever wins there has a big chance of like completing the year with a world title.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Gui. Congrats to you and your team on all your success.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.